Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Today is Monday, April 14th. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It was nice and sunny up here in the Northeast and warm, so hope you guys had the same. All right, let's take a look at the Dow. We had some crazy swings this morning. We had a gap up 100. We had moved down 100. Then we moved back up 100. Okay, so we have this bottom right here for now, holding in place. But did not break the 50-day moving average. It's still stuck. Okay, it did break the middle Bollinger Band, which is a 20-day. Actually, it's the 100 here. So it's the 100. Did break the 100. Didn't get the 50, and then pulled back down again, and pretty much in check with Friday. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow on that. But on the weekly, if you look, the trade zone here, we have the middle Bollinger Band right in the middle, right in the way. So unless we get aggressive and break over that tomorrow, looks like we're going to head down. So we'll have to see what happens here. Let's get this out of here. Taking a look at the monthly. The monthly is still broken to the downside, so it can move up a little bit higher. But unless we get over this body here, which is going to be 16,485, somewhere in that area, then we're probably going to continue to the downside like I said on my video the other day. Not going to spend too much time on it. We'll go over it tomorrow in the chat room and be there live, and we'll be able to predict where we're going from there. All right, SPY has a funky candle for sure today. That one also gapped up, slammed down, moved back up. So some power buying the last hour brought it all the way back up. It's sitting pretty amazing how they do that. They sit it right at these levels. But right at the 100-day moving average right here, it did not break over it. It is right on it right now, so I guess tomorrow's data will tell. The volume isn't anything spectacular, so we'll have to see what happens. So, but if you notice this candle and this candle, we moved up nicely, pretty solid. This candle, we didn't move up too much. So underneath the middle Bollinger Band too on the weekly, you have a lot of resistance. So you have the 100 and you have the middle Bollinger Band, and we'll have to see what happens tomorrow for this one. And the monthly still shows that down. So, and we have the resistance right around the bottom body of this candle here. So if it does go up a little more, it could come up to the 184 if it does. All right, let's take a look at some other stuff. Apple has a little bit of a confusing candle here today, but tried going green here also, but not much conviction to the upside. Taking a look at the weekly, you have the 100-day in the way right here with a nice red candle. So this one looks like more downside also, and 50-day, the middle Bollinger Band here is at 507. So let's keep an eye on this one to move to the downside. Also, I want you to take note on Apple that we have a gap that needs to get closed, and it looks like we're right on track to fill that gap, and that gap's going to be right here, right around 507, but I think 513 here, and then 509 for the 200-day on this chart here. So keep an eye on Apple for a little more downside. PCLN didn't really play today. Moved up 30 at one point, but then pulled right back down. Beautiful candle for more downside. It looks like this one's going to come down, and it did close this gap already, but I think we're going to spike down and get the 200-day moving average, and then it'll be oversold at that point. 200's here at 1096. So keep an eye on that. But if you look on the weekly, still broken, and also on the monthly, still broken. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow with the market. If the market heads south tomorrow, expect this one to drop down pretty nicely. But we're waiting. We'll catch that bottom, that's for sure. And we'll ride it all the way back up again. So be in the live chat room and you'll get it. PCYC has had a big move to the downside, all the way from 160, 155 area, all the way down to 88. So she's a little oversold right now. Looking for her to get a little bit of a bounce in place here. Maybe come up and test this double top here at 103. So keep an eye on PCYC for the upside. It just has to break this 100-day moving average right here, and should go from there. But look on the monthly, we are under the middle Bollinger Band. So if we don't regain that this month, then expect this to come down to the 50-day moving average, which is at 48.55 in the next few months. So keep an eye on PCYC. We could get a nice bounce to the upside, but continue to the downside. So just a scalp. SPLK will be next. SPLK has two nice candles. This is what I like to see right here. And then your 200-day moving average is at 66. Looks like you got the double top right here, 64. So between 64 and 66 will be this next move here on PCYC. Relative strength index is slowly recovering a little bit. Middle Bollinger Band, nothing in the way here. 50-day moving average at 63 might get in the way, but we'll see what happens. And you are staying above the Middle Bollinger Band here on the monthly chart. So just to let you know, this is daily, weekly, monthly on all the other charts. WBMD. Yes, I have a lot to cover today. WBMD was a nice call today, and it broke over the 100, closed over the 50, did pull back from its high up here of 46 area back to 44. But looking forward at this one, it's not in the downtrend anymore. It is in an uptrend. Relative strength index has plenty of room to move to the upside. But take a look at this weekly here. We did break the Middle Bollinger Band today, which is very important. If we can continue going through this on the weekly, then look for a new upside pattern for this one and to come up to test the 48 area. All right, on the monthly had the double bottom in place perfectly, had a nice hammer to the downside, and has started to move to the upside. But your relative strength index is at 74 on your monthly, so we still have time to go on, move to the upside. But keep an eye on this one. Visa is in a bounce right now. I don't know what's going to happen at the 200-day moving average, so I want you to keep an eye on that. If it breaks a 200-day moving average, expect this one to get a nice little move up here to the Middle Bollinger Band at 212. It is above the 50-day moving average on your weekly chart. Very important to know that, because if that's the case, we can come up and test this high over here, 216. And looking at the monthly, you've had a nice healthy pullback, and this month might create that hammer to come up and test new highs. If not, just play this bounce right here in the next week or so, and then roll it back into puts, because she could be heading south. So that's why you want to take a look at all time frames. AHW, I'm going to start doing these a little quicker. AHW is holding support here above the 50-day moving average, has plenty of room to come up and test this 1165 area. Weekly still unsure, but as long as we can close green this week over this candle, look for that move to take place. Same here, but this is a nice sell hammer on your monthly, so expect a little bit of a bounce in this one to resume the downside. So all these charts on the monthly, if you notice, they're all looking down. So this looks like a dead cat bounce in the market, and that's it. All right, KYN closed above its 200-day moving average today. You got ahead of the 50 right here at 36.98. That'll be the next stop right here. On the weekly, it has closed above it. It is above the 50-day moving average currently. So we'll see how this week closes out. 37.27 middle Bollinger Band next after that. Nice double bottom here on the monthly. If this holds true, then we're going to look for this upside move over here, maybe in the 45 area. So KYN, take a look. Keep your eyes on this one for a while. LPI, same thing, 50, 100, 200, all closed above, okay? Very nice chart right here for the daily relative strength index. Plenty of room to move to the upside. 50-day moving average on the weekly is holding support right here and here. Came down, had a hammer on it here, and now is over the Middle Bollinger Band here. So keep an eye on LPI to keep moving higher. It has three solid candles on the monthly, so keep an eye on this one, because we are going to get up into this 27 and then this double top up here at 31. So that's LPI MATX. MATX closed above the 50-day moving average and is about to come up and test the 100 at 24.70. So keep an eye on this one. Great on the weekly also. Plenty of room, nothing in the way. Same with the monthly. If we can get a nice green month here, then we can break this downtrend that's in place and start moving to the uptrend for a monthly chart. And where can it go? Let's stretch this out a little bit. All right, so all you have really is this double top right here at 28. So keep an eye on that. MATX. UIL will be next. UIL has this double bottom in place perfect, held above the Middle Bollinger Band and broke above it on Friday, and today started moving a little more aggressively to the upside. Up ahead of this one, you have the 50-day 100 and 200 in the way, so watch those areas. Also on your weekly, take a look what we have here. Same thing, Middle Bollinger Band 150, and on your monthly, you are not. This candle does tell you that we're going to start heading to the upside, but let's get confirmation first and see if we can break some of these resistance points here. If we could break the resistance points, then we should get over this Middle Bollinger Band at 38, and if we do, then we're going to start heading up in the upside again. CPE will be next. CPE is just having a great move to the upside. Yes, most of these are energy stocks, so keep an eye on energy. There's many more out there. Three nice candle on your weekly. Look for this one to continue to the upside. Same with the monthly. You are breaking that 100-day moving average right now, and then 1020, 1032 will be a 200 on your monthly. You're outside of the other indicators here. So, but your relative strength index is pretty high on your weekly and getting pretty high on your monthly. So keep an eye on it. We might be coming to a top probably right around this 200-day moving average, which would be about 10 and change, and then look for a pullback and consolidation. BEB had a nice big move today. This is for retail. Of course, retail reported some good numbers today. So most retail was up, but this one's looking really good. You have a double top coming to test here at 699. After that breaks, then this thing could get really rocking and rolling to the upside because there's really nothing in the way after that. That's why we picked this one out. And you have the double top here at 7, so after the $7 break it could get a very aggressive. Your monthly's broke here on the 50-day, so up here you have your 100 at 937 and your double top here and your double top here. So this is going to be your resistance and your double top here. So look for this one to get going to about 937, and after 937 let's see what happens if it consolidates. We will revisit this one. FSLR member request. I had a member request for this one. All right, this one is not looking too good on the daily. It tried today. Nice couple of red candles. Any buying that came into it did sell off a little bit. You are under the middle Bollinger Band, and they're starting to come down and tighten up a little bit. So we'll have to see what happens there. It's had a great move, great consolidation box here. But the problem is we're outside of that box now, and that box is broken. So unless we regain that on full steam, then we're gonna head south on this one. Okay, so keep an eye on that. Make sure you use these boxes so you can see it. It would drop down here to the 50-day moving average, probably first test of 60.38, which is an $8 drop. Weekly is looking pretty weak also, and your monthly is stopped at the 50-day moving average. Let's get rid of this so we can see it a little bit better. We came up and we tried a couple times to get through this 50-day moving average, and it's not getting through the 50-day moving average on the monthly. So I would take a look at this one and look for this double top 59.80 in that area to be some kind of support. We'll use these two candles right here. So FSLR, look for more downside on this one unless we get some aggressive buying or news tomorrow. I'm not sure when any of these earnings are, so that's something you look up, earningswhispers.com, and you can get all the information there. It's a great website, great tool. All right, looking at GOGO, it's been absolutely butchered, and it's heading south. I mean, it closed this gap here that we were talking about, and now it's even under that gap, and it's trying to hold this. It looks like it's going to come down and try and get this support right here at 1596, this cluster here. It's definitely oversold right now, about 28, so maybe I would look for this area right here around 15. I would even start at 16, maybe keeping an eye on it for a bounce, but taking a look at the weekly so we can get the whole view here. After this gap was filled, it's still coming down in the downtrend. Here's that support area right here, the double bottom. If that doesn't hold support, then you're going to come down to 1049. But relative strength index on your weekly is also at 34. So taking a look at the monthly, really not much to look at. It's kind of a newer IPO, but 1190 over here. You have this body right here, which we already broke, and now you have this one here, which is 1794. So we're pretty much under everything except for this, hammer right here, which will match up with these hammers here. So, keep an eye on this one for a potential bounce very soon. TSLA, great call today in the chat room. All the calls in the chat room were great today, upside and downside. It's fantastic. But this one's heading south, and it's heading south at a good clip. You're under this candle also. Your 50 and your middle Bollinger just crossed to the downside. On this one here, it looks like your 100-day is next, and that's it, 183.76, and then it'll be oversold at that point. So maybe look for a hammer right down in this area. Taking a look at your weekly, you do have some support here at the middle Bollinger Band, which is going to be at 188. And what was the 100-day moving average at? 185. So maybe get a spike to 185 and then back up again. But on the weekly, if it does break this, see if I get rid of this here. If it does break this middle Bollinger Band, we're going to go into a full downtrend, okay? And if we go into a full downtrend, look for the first area to be the 50-day moving average, which is going to be about 158. And that looks more reasonable to me on a weekly basis. You can see all these high flyers that are starting to pull down again, so keep an eye on that. All right, this is Matt over at milestonecapitalgrowthportfolio.com. If you're not a member, join. You have a couple more weeks before we have a price increase. The place is filling up. We're going from 500 to 750 for a lifetime membership. So if you really want to be involved in some of these classes that we have, some of the roundtables, making some money on these charting systems and the charts that we have, and just interact with us every single day. I'm live in the morning, and it's a great time. We catch everything that's moving. We discuss everything. All your questions we get answered, and it's just a good time. All right, this is Matt, and I will see you tomorrow in the live chat room. Have yourself a great night.